My daily hours, I can move that to the hours.
She might actually like pass out.
My brand new water bottle.
Can you try those cookies?
Yeah, they're paper. Why would you eat them?
Tell me if you like the frosted ones. I'm normally a Target person for them. You like them? These are Walmart. I never do that, but my daughters recommended it. They're like, they're as good as,
Yes.
and they're like cookie connoisseurs, like crumble and everything. Who's a crumble fan?
Yeah.
My niece served crumble at her wedding. Those little ones, and they have like two that are kind of meant for weddings, so that's kind of cool. Yeah. Let me just run next door while this is downloading and see if the certificates are over there. Promise there are.
Oh yeah, it's like, this one's just like, oh, anything, Trello. I was like, these are actually like not great.
You're just like, nothing about sweet.
Used to be locked at the theaters now.
Last
Did you
year,
guys know they do that?
Oh,
lock the
theaters?
theaters?
No way.
Yeah, these locked. I mean, Chris will come back and I can get in there.
I'm probably getting the little midnight
Like
thing.
for e-mail and stuff.
outside.
I'll go through there.
I don't know.
Don't get lost.
You did look on podium B?
Just 68.
Oh,
I didn't.
I don't know if I like the sound. Is it cold?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if these are here.
No, because it's like a little into the straw.
Yeah, it makes me feel like it's not,
It's not true.
or it's not full. Oh,
Last year.
can you make it?
Oh, I didn't get it last year. I
That's
usually,
close it.
I just put the this.
The inside,
No, I
because like it's like half closed, so it makes weird noise. But it's so that you can fully close it.
I do love it back there. There's like a little stair. We actually did a big IPE thing once. And the goal was to like have people running back and forth and monitoring, and it was fun, but kind of a lot.
Yeah.
All right, it's doing a funny flash thing because it's downloading it, but. Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Chris. Okay, thank you, Chris. I don't have a seizure disorder, so we should be good. Do you need me to push anything to start the live stream?
I'm not, but I don't actually say that. I like doing them. I like the fact that it's still. And that's my brain's probably.
Let's go ahead and do this. Hi, just in case anyone is tuned in. This is the live stream for the 2024 Community Engagement Awards ceremony. Some people are coming into the room. Let's go ahead and do this. Hi, just in case anyone is tuned in. It's so weird to see your
That's
the live
it.
stream for the 2024 Community Engagement Awards ceremony. Some people are coming into the room. Okay. And then Chris, if I just open this and do the show here. Okay. So close this, or just minimize it. Open this and do the show here. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yay. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for being here. I know some are going to come back in. I walked past them on my way in. And excited to have our 4th annual UMKC School of Medicine Community Engagement Award Ceremony. Fairly typically, we have students that shuffle in after getting off their clinical rotations and then have a chance to come in. So I do a little presentation so we can stall a little bit, but it's also a great chance to give everyone credit for the great work that they're doing. So last year, we had 8,309 hours reported for the ceremony, and this is just those that go in and report it in REDCap this year, Qualtrics. This year, you all reported 14,449.53 hours. Like, I just love how specific some of the students were. And so, and that's tremendous. That's just those of you that have done this on your own time. And then there's a large cohort of students that have done the service learning elective. So that's 4 dedicated weeks on a block, fist bump back there, all 3 of you. And on that elective, you do a minimum of 120 hours. And then, of course, we should count that, right? Because you're actually paying tuition to do service. And so more than just volunteering your time, you're really volunteering your spirit, and you're committing to this as part of your educational program. And so that's been a wonderful thing this last year, and we'll talk a little bit about that. There are over 100 agencies served, mostly because I didn't have time to count them, but there's probably more like 170 agencies. They grow every year, and we have more and more agencies, including KC and St. Joe's, that are entered into our directory and our opportunities to do great things in the community. The top 10 agencies didn't change much except for the name for Care Beyond the Boulevard. It's the Kansas City Clinic.
Kansas City Teaching Clinic.
Kansas City Teaching Clinic. I do get it more accurate later. And that's been a great source of involvement from every year level, years 1 through 6. Sojourner, of course. Nourish KC, the UMKC Kangaroo Pantry, which includes our satellite pantry here. Shout out to Natalie, who's always helped me from the beginning on that. Harvesters is very commonly used. Children's Mercy Community Garden is more developed than ever. We got our bees back, so that's great. And a lot of students sign up for that very regularly, and so we're appreciative of that. And we're at 2.5 tons of produce. Faithful Response to COVID is still ongoing, and it's actually morphed more into a research program. And it's so busy that I actually created research paid positions with Dr. Berkeley Patton's office, because the students were doing more. And then sometimes they were trying to do it during other rotations. And so in the service wing elective, a couple of students did so much work, they continued to do work later that they then paid them for. So, but great work to both do service and look at the data and do research. Our Healthy Kansas City East Side is our Healthy Healthy Jackson County now. And then various UMKC School of Medicine councils, leadership roles, being ambassadors. SI you do get paid for, so we don't count that. Charlie's House remains popular, and then it's not the first, it's now the 3rd Community Health and Wellness Fair, where a number of students volunteer their time to get things in order and then also pull off the fair. And so that's really helpful. So again, this is 22 to 23. Because I haven't completed this academic year, over 50 medical students, it was actually 56, signed up and completed the UMKC School of Medicine Service Learning Elective. And so that just shows the tremendous spirit of service of our students to do that. And if you look at it and the hours within those electives, it's probably closer to 540 hours of just those students, and it's growing every year. Okay, agencies served, there are so many, and I just try to pull them from the REDCap. And what's really exciting is if they're not on the directory, my goal is to make sure to run them through the Council on Curriculum to get them approved and on the directory. And then have a much better way of distributing that so students can find what suits them, what kind of training they need. But the list is long and wonderful and has grown every single year. Fit for Life is part of Dr. Berkeley Patton's program. You all know Rue's on Call. So you can see in here woven a number of UMKC things that we've done for a while. And then St. Joe's is actually longer than this. I didn't get a chance. In the REDCap survey, it wasn't possible to see that and pull that. But I didn't get a chance to go back to what we've added from Fundamentals of Medicine. But that directory's probably got 20 different agencies that have been approved. The Social Welfare Board is by far the most popular and the thing that students do the most. And then these are examples of
the service to UMKC. And so a lot of students forget that, and I tried to be clear on Red Cap to talk about that. But if you're an officer on anything, and I heard EMIG's going on right now, so they're doing service during the award ceremony, which is classic of people who do a lot of service. But facilitating in your coursework, serving on council of docents is another great opportunity. And DEI has student positions, Ruse for Recovery at UMKC Medical School. So lots of ways to serve each other, serve the campus, serve the medical school. And so we added those, and I consulted others about assessment, like, does this make sense? And it sure does, because our students do a lot for this school, and it's a great way to give back and leave your legacy. Lots of faculty and staff who've participated, and this is a really rich way for me to see those that are also involved. And then we have created a UMKC Community Engagement Award and Service Award for faculty. So this will be the third time it'll be awarded. And this person is discoverable in lots of different ways in the hard work that they do. And so that will happen again. So some highlights, this is the Children's Mercy Community Garden. This is just a number of different days. This was clearly around the time we painted again and messaged on the raised beds. We've got newer raised beds that we've also increased irrigation. And then we're on our late summer harvest and have one more harvest for the fall. So we'll be going, we usually don't close until early November. If it's late October, it's just because that's when we can get enough people to close the garden. And then we replant and open again in March. So not a southern sort of place to do it, but we definitely get a lot of work out of that ground. So here's examples of the satellite roux pantry. I always say it's for students, by students. And so all of the volunteer time that goes into this is volunteer to get food on the shelves. A grant pays for some of it, but UMKC Roux Pantry pays for a lot of it as well. And that has extended to be service to Canbees. Sometimes it can go both ways. The Children's Mercy Garden provides produce here. Canbees collects a lot of community garden produce, and likewise, if we needed it, we can transfer that to us. They're giving to needy families right now. It's called Fruit and Veggies Connect. So right now that's the focus, and as school starts, there's a greater need during school. So the focus is there, so we've mostly given children's stuff there. But we also stock the pantry with the children's stuff. The third annual UMKC Community Health and Wellness Fair was July 20th. Dean Norbash also attended, which was exciting, but it's a great collaboration of students who spent tireless hours getting ready for it, getting money for it, and then also setting up services, and every year it gets better and better. It's super exciting to be there. And so I had a walk with the doc, so I moved it here, and at least 2 people walked into the Health and Wellness Fair to check it out from the walk with the doc. And so we're all connected as a community. Making a difference at Care Beyond the Boulevard / Kansas City Teaching Clinic. They're back, and they've done a lot of great work. Thank you, David, for the pictures. I think this was 2 years ago. But anyway, a lot of the great same work and collaboration of this team of students, which I love, love, love. And then Walk with the Doc. We held our 29th walk. It wasn't consecutive. January was awful. I have an indoor place to walk, but driving there seemed a little precarious for AARP members, so I said, okay, we can cancel. I'm an emergency physician. 100% are like, I can drive anywhere. And ambulances can drive anywhere, but they did decide that it was probably safer to cancel. I will tell you, every one of our regular members, is that you, Natalie? Yes. Okay, yay. Natalie's attended a ton. A lot of our regular members were like, I'd have driven there. And I was like, I'm not gonna tell you to do that. So the AARP kind of took me out. This is Freddie. He attends often. And the majority of the AARP members that are walking are in the double digits now. And I think Lori's probably at 20. She's only missed like 2 or 3 for surgery. Like she just never misses. Our Healthy Jackson County is ongoing and quite strong. We will complete 41 events between August of last year and December of this year. I know we're over 4,000 vaccines. We're probably getting close to 5,000 surveys. We are just about to exceed 1,000 STI tests just in this VOC alone. We only did 406 the first round, but we only had a year to do it. And so we're hoping to extend it and do even more. But the service to the community has been tremendous, and they all turn out. And there's great times to be had. And yes, I bring my daughter. They've all been. So I know a lot of you contributed to that. And then now for the awards. Let's get to the meat of this. 5:30, hopefully some people stumble in. And just as a reminder, we set these parameters 4.5 years ago, and you all exceed them all the time. I literally cry when I go through the numbers, and my husband's like, happy tears, and like, yeah, look at this. And so I'm excited to go through the pictures. It's just all this stuff that you've all accomplished and to celebrate you. So champion is greater than or equal to 100 hours, but some of you are so fantastic, I've had to make the 200, 300 club, and it's outstanding. And then navigator 75 to 99, and steward 50 to 74. And sometimes if I make an error, I color code them, I check them twice, but if I get anything wrong, feel free to contact me. I will email everybody after this so that you get the statement to exactly copy on your CV. And so that way you can list it under awards, and it explains that not only did you do service, you got an award for it. And so it allows program directors to see that. I know students who have gone through programs, especially in emergency medicine, where they were asked about it and were excited to talk about their service. And it gives you a chance to highlight things that you've really done a deep dive in, things like the Kansas City teaching clinic. I know, I just so used to CBB.
I know.
But Sojourners, also a lot of people know about it, but there are so many amazing things that you can talk about for our city. So honorable mention, this is anyone who submitted hours, but that had less than 50, so didn't quite meet an award, but they already did the work and they've done a lot. And so I'm just gonna have you stand up if your name is on the list as we go, and then we'll celebrate you and we'll clap. So Ali, Ira, see, I'm gonna have to try to say the names. Shreya Kosuru, Sarish Mirjat. If you know the name, you can correct me. Thank God I'm not student affairs. If they ever ask me at graduation, I'll be like, I'll take the hooding, because the names are hard. And then Hannah Sufian. All right, for the stewards, 50 to 74 hours. So go ahead and stand up if your name is on here. I'm looking at the list, and I know a few of these are at a different meeting. Okay, so what'll happen is I'll email them and say that that you've received this award, this is what it means, and this is what I would copy and put on your CV. And then for navigators, Annika Say, Natalie Genova, Neha Pata, Sarah Jang, Natalie Abanathi, Sandeep Yanamala, Shreya Patel, Abigail Apostol, Hafsa Ali, Samil Mehta, Lauren Becci, Neil Shah, Risa Hassan, and Alex Gherkin. And I promise I checked the spell. But if I got it wrong, email me and let me know. And then for our champions, this is anyone who's achieved greater than or equal to 100 hours, which means if you also got 200 or 300 hours, you're on this list, but you get an additional award. So keep that in mind. Sorry about these numbers. They were me counting how many. That doesn't mean anything. So Suman Manik, Vani Patel, Elizabeth Puthamana, Kaya Patel, Kaya Panchal, how funny they're together, Felix Yang, Justin Wu, Macy Sommer, Shreya Katwala, Megan Costello, Valerie Tsukai, Zoya Siddiqui, Elizabeth Cruz, Caitlin Kogolan, Priyanka Suvarna, Elizabeth got put on there twice, and then Bianca Atuarte. If your name is here, go ahead and stand. I'll go ahead and read them just in case someone's online. They can stand at home and cheer with their family or roommate. Michael Vieira, Benjamin Kazden, Anna Ruvanov, Divya Minaganti, Madison Melton, Aditi Boba, Rebecca Lynn, Caitlin Jungans, Hari Nadarajan, Gausia Shah, Dalton Hermanson, Kyle Ta, Ali Gardner, Carter Coleman, Kayathi Thalaparetti, Srivarsha Srikumar, Uma Pillai, Emily He, Rithaka Genjupali, Ethan Wen, Eric Arampali, Audrey Orwell, Malavika Rajaram, and Izzy Bedfield. And ignore the numbers. That's my counting. Noelle Matisse, who's actually on Service Learning Now, yay. And here. Savannah Miller, Neha Gupta, Akash Guruswamy, Anna Ilavicki, Priya Barua, Annalise Lawler, Kate Burns, Shannon Chan, Cyrus Abazada, think I'm close. He did teach me to say it, I will tell you that. Sreya Mandava, Kimia Zaraji. Yeah, thanks. I'm pretty sure that's Alexander. I'll have to fix that. Benton. Sydney Cobb, Victoria Shee, Dave Ria, Wes Wesky, love it. Okay, Nachikar Rajanikanth. I practiced that one. Priyanka Kumar, Cameron Quick, Samia Azim. And I think there might be a couple of duplicates, but rather have duplicates than zero. So if you think your name should be on here, let me know. But I did go through the list twice. Samia Sajid, Christine Thomas, Sophia Lau, Dean Adkins, Suman Manik, which I think I've seen twice now, so I've probably duplicated. Reagan Miller, Bethany Bockelman, Michelle Wu, Kaylee Bunty, Nathan Gassel, David Brancato, and I suspect you're together because you enrolled like really close together, which is awesome. Kimia Zaragshi, so I've seen that twice. Ayusha, Hari Meran, Parasha, Anchintaya, Benegal, Emma Famous, Ethan Loudy, Olivia Sappington, Abdul Yusuf, and Amber Soon. Okay, so if anyone's name's missing and you think, there was one who entered it and never put the hours in, and so I'll accept it because it meant the deadline, but I did let it stay open until last night at 6 when I started to calculate it. So even though the announcement said September 10th, I did give you till September 11th. So special awards, drum roll please. The most community engagement hours for the 13-month period we were measuring hours was Shannon Kahn, 513 hours. So last year, I think the award was for, I think mid 300s, so this is outstanding. I did include the locations and agencies just because I thought that was really helpful. So the American Lung Association, Kansas City Garmin, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints were their contributions and the agencies where they served. So the runner-up was Megan Evans at 420 hours, outstanding, and primarily the UMKC Community Health and Wellness Fair, where she contributed a lot of time for planning. Amethyst Place, UMKC Student Ambassadors, Children's Mercy, Prepped and Ready team member, for weekly meetings and monthly events for parents, which I have actually met with the organizers. They're wonderful. The Rue Pantry, UMKC SAGE, led by Dr. Quaintance, so that's that SAGE research program. UMKC Wellness Council, UMKC Psych Interest Group, UMKC Ruse for Recovery, and UMKC Faculty Awards Review Committee. So lots of great work. So that's even UMKC service. Watch it catch up. So let's see. And then I'll go back and restart it. All right. Okay, I don't want to go too far too fast. Okay. And then okay, this one actually I erased, and the UMKC hours didn't calculate at all. It kind of showed 2s and 3s, and there was no clear front runner. So I don't know if they just weren't submitted correctly, but they didn't show up. So this is last year's. Sorry, I should have erased that. Okay, the over 200 club is Elizabeth Puthamana with 204, and I think I owe her to put an H in her name, but I did send it to the certificate correct. Okay. Okay. And then Priyanka Suvarna with 203. Caitlin Kogalan with 200. Justin Wu with 200. And Malavika Rajaram with 214. So, yay. Oh, and Ayush Shah with 219. So they get the champion award, and they also get a special award with recognition for being over 200 hours in that time period. And then I had to create the over 300 club. So that is Bianca Ituarte, 300, and Reagan Miller, 370.5. So a lot of outstanding work. And then their programs were very diverse and wonderful. And technically for the other two, I should have an over 400 club, but they get the champion award. And then they get the over 300 club as well, as that they've done exceptional work in that area, as well as having really high numbers. So thank you to all of you for your tremendous support of Kansas City and for your tremendous support of community engagement and service. I think it really is an important part of who we are as we're becoming physicians in terms of our civic engagement and our responsibility to the community and to others. So I thank you all for your hard work, and I love seeing you both in the clinical environment and out in the community, which we do. So thanks, guys. Chris, did anyone tune in on the live stream?
Just no, I'll say I did.
Oh, okay. Is there any way to have back and forth conversation or, okay, all right. Well, I give my heartfelt thank you out to all of you as well for your participation and for all of the community engagement you did as well. Thank you so much. You'll all be receiving emails from me with those statements, as I mentioned. We talked about putting them on the MISB, but it's an award. You should put it on your CV and then talk about it when you go to interviews.